Peace and love, peace and love. Welcome in, welcome in, welcome in. If this is the first time you seeing me, welcome to the channel. Welcome to the channel. Thank you for being here. We getting ready to juice up some stuff today. Happy Friday, everyone. Happy Friday, everyone. I know y'all can't see me yet, but I'm coming. I'm coming. I'm coming. I know y'all can't see me, but I'm coming. All right. Peace and love, la la. Welcome in. Thank you for being a member here on YouTube. Thank you for all of those that are watching from TikTok as well. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I am here. I am here. I am here. I'm trying to see how y'all can see me on my station here. Y'all know I'm getting ready to juice it up. I hope everybody's having a beautiful and wonderful Friday. We are actually getting ready to blow this sucker up with some juice, baby. Juicing it up, baby. Yes, absolutely. Happy Friday. Oh, absolutely. Y'all can see me. This is great. This is great. I'm glad y'all can see. Let me see what it is y'all can see. Beautiful, beautiful. Everything is in place. Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's grow. All right, so first, y'all know how I do. I had my remote. I don't know if y'all can hear the music, but I can hear it. So, definitely we get ready to go ahead and juice this up. So hopefully, if you are tuning in for the first time to Queen's Alchemy, welcome in. If you've been here before, welcome back. And we get ready to do something that I love and it's close to my heart. Okay, so it's close to my heart. I love to do it, and it's juicing, y'all. So today we're gonna be making some. First juice I'm going to make is some cucumber, kale, lemon, and ginger. And this is one of my favorites because of the nutrients in the kale, the water content in the in the cucumbers keeps you hydrated, ready to move, ready to go. The lemon detoxifies, and the ginger, you know, is a digestive enzyme that goes in and causes and helps with digestion. Also, and inflammation. So if you have any inflammation situations, you know that's what you got to do. So now we get ready to pump it up, pump it up, pump it up, and get started. Let's go. Give me a second here. I am going to. First thing you do is when you're loading your juicer, just so you know, a lot of people don't know this, but when you're loading your juicer, you should put the soft items at the bottom and the heavier items at the top. That way, they all get in there and push the other ones down, and so that it can juice it out. So let's get started. No longer am I talking. I'm going to chop this up in just a little bit. I'm going to do stems and all, y'all. Stems and all. Yeah, and of course, you know, you wash and prep your juice, your items before you put them in the juicer as well. So I have a couple of green juices that I'm going to do today, varieties. This one here, I forgot my labels. Let me push that down. All right, so I forgot my labels so I can label my jars, but I shall remember what I put in what. All right. So let's go ahead and keep going. So first thing so we're gonna cut these lemons up here. As well. I cut the skin off, roughly cut it off, you know. There is nutrients in the skin, but you know, sometimes it overpowers the juice and you don't want it to do that. You know, but it do smell good in here, y'all. It smells so fresh and clean. Y'all know y'all clean your house with lemon products. And the scent be smelling good. That's how this lemon smell right now, y'all. That's how the lemon smell. Absolutely. Let's go ahead and do this, y'all. All right, so we're going to throw that lemon in there. I'm kind of overpowered. I mean, I'm stacking it up today. You know, I typically will do 2 separate sections so it'll come out evenly. But I'm going to let it all pour into this side over here, and then I'm going to stir it up. That way, you know, we don't waste no time. We're going to see if we can get this juicing done today in 45 minutes or less. What y'all think? I don't know. I don't know. You know, I get to talking. It be all on in the popping. Let's see who in the building. All right. Looks like Lala's still in the building. Peace and love. Welcome in. Welcome in, everyone. Please hit that like button if you are enjoying the live. If you want to be notified that I am here when I come on live, just go ahead and actually hit that subscribe button or the follow button if you over here on TikTok. Hit that subscribe button or that follow button. Absolutely. All right. Yes, yes, yes. Let's go. So now I'm going to go ahead and put in these cucumbers. Now I want to know where y'all from. So go ahead, tap in and let me know where y'all from. I apologize. Tia on the Glow, welcome in. Tia on the Glow over here on TikTok. Yes, let's go, let's go, let's go. Let's grow. Thank you for being here, sis. I appreciate you. Let's go ahead and get some juicing going, baby. All right. All right. And if you tell me where you're from, what you got going on today, what's your Friday about? You know, that's what we're going to be doing. Oh, I guess I need to plug it up, y'all. That would help. That would help just a little bit if I plugged it up. Just a tad bit. But y'all know I am an Amazon affiliate, and I am any of the items that I use in my kitchen. Any of the gadgets, you know, you can catch me over here doing a little bit of everything. Any of the gadgets or anything that I use on my videos. Uh-oh, wait a minute, let's turn that off. Anything that I use is actually, you can find in the link in the descriptions, and go ahead and knock that out. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for the gifts. Thank you so much for the gifts. Thank you for being here. Thank you. Appreciate you. All right, so now let's go ahead and knock this out here. And also you can find this juicer on there as well. This is a Nama J2. If you're interested in a juicer, a quality juicer, Nama J2, come on in, like the live, like the live, like the live. Come on, let's pump up these likes, y'all. Let's pump up the likes. Hit that like button. Let's go. Let's grow. Let's go. Let's grow. Okay? Let's go. Let's grow. Let's see here. All right. Pushing that down. All right, so now we're going to throw in this ginger. You don't want to put a lot of ginger in there because when you put too much ginger in there, it will overpower it as well. So we got quite a bit of juice popping in here, so I'm going to throw that in there. And then you know me, I'm dangerous with it. I'm going to throw a little bit of extra, and then we're going to throw some more cucumbers in there. All right? Then I'm going to cut up that apple, and we're going to let that go too. All right? So we got cucumber, lemon, ginger, apple, kale. All right, that's what we juicing today. Yes, yes, yes. Absolutely. Let's see. We got an apple over here. I'm gonna go ahead and drop it down in there. The apple is gonna give it this little bit of sweetness. Gonna take away some of the tartness of the kale. You know, kale has a taste that tastes like, you know, it's an acquired taste as far as I'm concerned. You know, when it comes down to kale, it's acquired. And then, you know, you don't want to be too overpowered with this ginger. So you want a little bit of sweetness from your apples. Absolutely. I don't put the core in there. I don't juice the core. Most of y'all know I have a garden, so I do compost. Right now my compost is at its capacity. I cannot compost anymore at this time. But you can't always freeze these items and take them out and still use them as compost. So that's what, you know, that's what I can do. Or, you know, you can trash them, but I don't advise you do it. Hey, Rising Phoenix, welcome in. Thank you for joining the live. Thank you for everyone who has joined the live on this side. On TikTok, I apologize that I cannot read from this far distance here, but I will put another apple in there, y'all. So I use the ancestors to guide me, y'all, when I'm doing these juices. I started out with recipes from my sister Lala, High Vibe Coach. If you haven't checked her out, she has recipes on her channel for juices that you can purchase. Some she has for free, so you can go over there and check that out. We're going to go ahead and open this up and let it release. There we go, baby. There we go. Look at that. Look at there. 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 Yes. All right. So it's looking good, y'all. You were saying release the juice. Release the juice. Release the juice. It's released, baby. It's released. I'm going to get me a little, get me a spoon out this little drawer so I can stir it up. We're going to turn it on. Alright, so I'm going to taste this juice, y'all. I always taste my juice, but I'm going to show y'all how beautiful when I say beautiful this juice is, okay? Look at that. Look at that. Baby. And then I just take my jars, I use mason jars, and I just pour it on in, just like so. Okay? Loving what I do. So I'm going to actually taste this. Make sure it's tight. Give me a moment. This is my tasting glass, y'all. Cheers. Cheers. It's perfect. Listen to them ancestors. Listen to them ancestors. Cheers. Yes, 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 yes. This juice makes me happy, y'all. It makes me happy. And it feels so good going down. If y'all ever seen any of my videos where I talk about how good the juice feels going down, that is no exaggeration, baby. That is the truth. I'm going to go ahead and, since I've topped these off, I'm going to go ahead and pour the rest of this over in this glass. And we get ready to batch up the next batch of juice here. So over there. I'm going to get the tops. I was still washing the tops here because I had so many lids that I needed to, excuse me, and I needed to get clean. I'm going to use that one. Oh, there we go. That one much better. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and close that up. And this is what it looked like in the jar, y'all. And then you have your juices all prepped and ready to go. Just pop one out the fridge, drink it down. It's a good starter of your day. You can get up in the rising and say, hey, guess what? Guess what I'm going to do in the rising? I'm going to have me some juice instead of a cup of coffee. You know, coffee, you know, has been, I actually learned something about coffee, y'all. So what I learned about coffee is, I used to think coffee was, you know, just something that people like to drink or whatever. A lot of people say it helps them stay up, gives them a boost of energy. Well, this juice do the same thing, right? But I heard that coffee was originated to create for people who were working in the fields back in the day. Because that's why they, you know, they had all of those coffee bean fields and things over in Africa. I think it's one of the African continents that actually started out with the coffees, and they brought it over here to the Americas where we are, and they made it like a delicacy where we actually have to drink this coffee in order to stay awake. But then it becomes addictive because it has that caffeine in it. You know, but the reason for most times that it was used was just to keep your energy up. Can you imagine if you woke up and you drank one of these and you got the same kind of energy boost? Come through, come on. That's what I'm talking about. You can do that. You can do that. So we get ready to do another juice, y'all. This one is going to have cucumber. And if any of y'all tapped in with me during the time when I was cleaning my collard greens, y'all know I kept my collard green stems. So we're going to have cucumber, collard greens, some kiwi, all right? This is me making this up as I go and what I thought about I wanted to have in my juice, right? So I'm also going to do another lemon. And do another lemon. And of course we're going to do some ginger. And maybe we'll throw in another apple. That's what we'll do. That's what we're going to do. That's what we're going to do. All right, so this is the next juice that we're about to do, okay? So these collard green stems, this cucumber, kiwi. We're going to do kiwi in there first, lemon then second, because remember the softer things at the bottom, the other things at the top. I just want to show y'all how dry this pulp is too, y'all. Look at that pulp. Look at that. That pulp is dry, baby. It is dry. All right, so we get ready to cut down on these kiwis. You can cut the skin off, or you can keep the skin, whichever you choose. I'm going to roughly chop the skin off of it. I'm going to keep a little bit on there, but we're going to roughly chop the skin off of it. You don't have to if you don't want to. You know, it's just my preference. And, you know, that's what it's all about, how you prefer to do it. For me, it's just do it. Just do it. Forget about the preference. Welcome in everyone that's come into the live on either TikTok or YouTube. Thank you for being here. I appreciate y'all all. Okay, thank you for being here on the live. Thank you for being here on the live. Okay, thank you, thank you, thank you. Send up those hearts. Thank you so much for sending up the hearts. Can y'all please hit the like button, share the live, share the vibe, because you know, at this point in time, you know, ain't nothing free in life, but it is free to hit that like button. It is very free to hit that like button. You know, why don't we take advantage of the free things that we have here in life? You know what I mean? I'll go ahead and take down this juice. Woo! Yes! I can taste that ginger, baby. It ain't no joke. It ain't no joke. But it tastes good. It tastes refreshing. It tastes real. It tastes phenomenal. It's the best thing that you can do for your body. You know, we need to do things for our body that says that we love it. You know, we always talk about how much we love ourselves. Oh, I love me. I love me. But do you love you? What do you do for your body that says that you love you? What do you do? What is it? What is it that you do for your body that says that you love you? What is it? I'm listening. I'm listening. Might not put that. I'm going to go ahead and see about putting this in there. I'm going to throw those stems in there. Cut up some of these stems, y'all. I might not be able to use all of them, but who knows? I might be able to. You know. I washed these stems down, because you know they came right out the grit, baby. You ain't about to have no grit on my juice. Woo! Make sure y'all wash the stems just like you would your collard greens themselves, because just as much grit is on the collard greens will be on those stems too. So let's go ahead and see how this turned out. Oh, let me throw a little bit of apple in there too. I don't want to leave the apple out. Throw that apple in there too. Alright. Thank you, Lala, for holding this chat down. Oh my gosh, sis. You are really doing your thing. Let's go ahead and turn this on. Push that in there. Typically, you don't have to push it in. I'm just keeping it down so it don't push itself up. But let's see what happens. We got collard green stems, baby! Collard green stems. Let me see here. Welcome in, welcome in. Yes, thank you so much, Tia on the glow. Welcome in. I just can't see that far. I'll have to figure that out. So let's see what we come up with. Let's see what we come up with. Let's throw a piece of that ginger in there too. All right, let's see what we got. You know, this is something that I'm making up on the fly, so we're going to have to see, you know, what I can alter this with. If it needs to be altered at all, it might taste delicious, y'all. It might taste delicious. You know what I'm saying? Yes, yes. Lashana, welcome in. Thank you for being here, sis. I appreciate you. I'm going to throw another piece of ginger in there. We're going to hold off on the lemon. The lemon might be the determining factor, or maybe another apple. I'm not sure. But I do want to acknowledge anyone that came into the building. Hey, Mary. Welcome in. Welcome in, Mary. I see you coming in. Thank you for showing up. We are juicing here. And this here is going to be collard green stems. We got some ginger, lemon, cucumber, and kiwi, and a little green apple. And this one I'm making up, like I said, on the fly. I'm going to go ahead and release this to see. So just another green juice. You know, so many factors you can use to juice, make juice, that you don't have to necessarily, you know, you don't necessarily have to have the same combination every time. But when you find that one thing that you like for yourself, baby, you know. When you know, you know. So what I'm telling you is, Morgan in movement, peace and love, welcome in here. Thank you so much for being here. Make sure y'all hitting that like button, sharing out the vibe. This is definitely a vibe, and definitely something that you can tap into and do for yourself. You know, get yourself a little juicer and put you some contents into the juicer and experiment, because this is definitely an experiment. But when you find out what the properties of these things do for you, you know, green leafy vegetables, the stems, that's why I'm using the stems, holds a lot of nutrient, because that's where the nutrients feeds from soil into the stems, into the leaf. So therefore, you know, it's, instead of having like a byproduct of what you're eating, you know, having the leaf does have a lot of benefits, but the stem holds a lot of the nutrients because it feeds straight from the soil into the stem. Absolutely. Hey, yes, Lashana, yes, thank you. All right, so let's go ahead and we're gonna taste this one. It looks like a little bit, oh, there's nothing in there. So we're gonna taste this one, y'all. I'm gonna rinse this out so I don't have any effects of the last one. We're gonna see what happens. We're gonna stir it up. 100%. We're gonna stir it up. We got to see what we came up with. You know, I feel like a scientist in the lab, baby. When it comes down to juicing, I'm like a scientist in the lab. I'm just trying it out every time, see what works. And you know, take those scraps out of your refrigerator and use them. I got so much over here I'm getting ready to juice. I had these strawberries. I was making smoothie bowls with my grandkids, and I only made one smoothie bowl, and I bought all those strawberries. Also for the blueberries, so I'm taking those too because I don't want them to go bad. I'm about to juice all of this, baby. That's what I'm saying. But let me taste this. Hey! Needs nothing. Needs nothing. When you listen to your ancestors tell you what to do, you pay attention to your first mind, baby, you always come up on top. Cheers. Yes, 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 yes. Yes. Yes, yes. Let me get me a glass here. Oh my God, this is so good. Wait a minute. I don't know what that was. Got into the juice. You know, I usually don't strain it, so with that being said, we're going to see what we come up with. what I'm going to do with the rest of this is I'm going to pour it in this glass because I'm going to have me a glass. Baby. Look at that. It's green. I'm going to show you the difference in the greens. Hold on. Let me get me a lid. Get me a lid here. Got me a lid. Alright. In the top. Like I told you, I was in the midst of cleaning all my jars lids. I do those separately because I have so many jars that I actually started using the dishwasher because, baby, washing all these jars was no joke. Courtesy of my sister Tia on the Glow was like, you got a dishwasher, I would use it. But I want to show y'all the difference in the greens. If you can see, one's darker than the other. So I will be able to tell which is which. I'll know that this is my collard green stem juice and that this is my kale juice, right? So I'll be able to tell the difference. All right, so that looks beautiful. I'm going to go ahead and sip on this while I continue. Now what I do in between, because I do have, because I do want to continue the juice, but right now I'm getting ready to go into my orange juice, which is not really orange juice, y'all. It's not really orange juice. It is pineapple. Oh, forgive me. Excuse me, y'all. Excuse me. Excuse me. Goodness gracious. All right. Hey, 5Gs, welcome in, welcome in. Yes, yes, yes. Thank you for being here. And thank you for everyone that's making comments on the live. Thank you for everyone coming in. Hit that like button over here. Get those likes up. Get those likes up. Thank you, thank you. Well, we get ready to do pineapple, carrot, ginger. A little bit of ginger go a long way, baby. We're going to do fresh turmeric. And that's the juice. Lemon, pineapple, carrot, ginger, turmeric. That's the juice. That's it. Nothing more, nothing less. Let's go ahead and get another lemon, though, on here. We're going to do 2 lemons in here, possibly. I always taste it first to see if I want another lemon. But what I'm going to do first is I'm going to take this smaller lemon and I'm going to put it in through the juicer to try to get rid of most of the green because I don't clean between the juices. Because for me, it don't have to be colorful and beautiful, but I like for it to be colorful and beautiful. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, if you actually juice on top of this green into this orange, it's going to be like a dirty orange color. You know, so... But let me go ahead. I'm going to run this real quick so y'all can see what I'm talking about. Hey, Lafita! Lafita, happy belated solar return to you. I don't know if you saw my post on my channel, but I did post out. And shout out to my 22 sisters. Both of them are in the chat right now. That would be 1022 for Lala, the high vibe coach, and... for Lafita. Woo-hoo! Yes, 22. Y'all know what 22 mean to me. Most of y'all know what 22 mean to me. Alright, so I'm going to see if I can... See, I just ran that through there real quick in hopes that it rinsed out enough of the green that it'll allow the orange to pop, okay? So we get ready to, first of all, we're going to start with this pineapple. I'm going to cut the end off. And I'm going to show y'all something else I do with my pineapples. Give me one momento. I'm going to put my pineapple skins in here because I'm going to make a tea out of it. And most of y'all who rock with me know that I always make a tea out of my um, my pineapple hulls here. Most of y'all know that. All right. And also, some of y'all know that if you actually take this part of the pineapple, put it in some dirt, it'll grow you your own pineapples, right? I have not yet done it, but I've seen a lot of people that have, and I'm like, hey, why not? You know, why not? I may try it. Since I have a garden, I may try it, right? All right, you may try that. Oh, let me turn this off. What am I doing? Boop, boop. I got my thing running for no reason. All right, let me go ahead here and cut this off. We're going to put this in here. I washed down these as I put them in here. I usually wash the whole pineapple, but I didn't. So I just wash these off as I go, since I'm right here at the sink. But you got to wash down the whole pineapple so that when you're boiling this, you're not getting any of the excess BS. You get what I'm trying to say? Yeah. And when I tell you it's the best tea ever, it's the best tea ever, y'all. The tea consists of not just the peels, right? You're not going to just have the peels from this pineapple. You're going to also have the you're going to add in some ginger. You're going to add in some, what else we put in there? Cinnamon, rosemary. Absolutely. Yep. So that right there is a simple tea, but I'm telling you, baby, when I tell you what I tell you, that's the best tasting tea I have had in a long time. It's very delicious. Very delicious. So this is what it looked like in my pot. I just add some water to it along with those the things that I was telling you about. The ginger, I'll add in the rosemary and the cinnamon. It's a wrap. It's a wrap, okay? We'll be doing that in just a minute. When I finish up this, I'll be getting that on. And it makes your whole house, even if you don't want to drink the tea, which you can drink hot and cold, but even if you don't want to drink the tea, the fragrance in your house smells like a beautiful holiday rising. And I say that because it smells like apple pie. My son came into the space and he was like, "You baking?" I don't bake, y'all. Not for real. He's like, "You baking something?" I was like, "No, that's my tea." He was like, "It smells like apple pie." And I was like, "You're absolutely right. It does smell like apple pie. What, right? It smells like apple pie." Hey, Trey, welcome in. Oh, Trey, welcome. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you. Welcome in. And all of you that I cannot see, I apologize for not seeing you. But my moderator, Tia on the Glow, should be welcoming you in. She will welcome you in over here on TikTok. Thank you so much, Tia. You are so wonderful. I want y'all to know, and if y'all haven't over on TikTok, make sure you follow my sister, Tia on the Glow. All right? Perfect. Let's go. Everybody here on YouTube, thank you so much. Juice. Yes, juice. Yes, juicing it up, baby. We're going to go ahead and throw this lemon in here. Remember I told you what I'm going to do with this. I'm going to set it to the side. Give me a small container. I use the Paw Patrol cup. How about that? And if I need to add some more lemon to any of it, I'll use that. That's how I do that. I just use that to cleanse it. But we get ready to throw this pineapple on in here, baby, because pineapple is delicious in any juice. It's actually it has lots of benefits as well, where it is helps with the digestion. It also is a detoxifier. The carrots help with your skin. Of course, you know, you've heard that it has beta carotene, which also helps with vision. All the things I'm saying are things that you can find on the internet. I am not a doctor. I am not proclaiming to give you health advice or any medical advice. I advise, if you are seeking medical advice, to see a medical professional or a doctor, because I am not that. I am a beautiful person who just cares about the well-being of other people. That's it. That's all. That's it. That's all. That's it. That's all. That's it. That's all. So if you're here, make sure y'all smashing that like button. And also, y'all know I don't just juice on this channel. I actually cook. I give inspiration. Any of y'all that are familiar, I am on the road to 199 pounds. I am in the midst of that. It started this Tuesday. I did a weigh-in live. So if you missed that live that I did the weigh-in on, tap in, because you will see what I started at, and you will see what my goals are. And I was very transparent, and I told my story, y'all. I told my story about how I got to, not necessarily, you know, I told the story of how I got to the point where I wanted to challenge myself. Not even challenge, just get into a place where I wanted to release this weight. I've already been on this journey for a long time, but now I'm very intentional with it to a whole nother degree. So I want y'all to know that I'm having y'all hold me accountable. Hold me accountable for showing up, doing what I say I'm going to do, and being who I say I'm going to be, not just for this, you know, for the views, but for the inspiration to you and for motivation to me. But really, I'm dedicated, because over motivation, over inspiration, over all those things, without dedication and discipline, it ain't going to work no way, right? So that's what I'm really into right now. We're going to throw this turmeric in there and see what happens, y'all. Let's go. Let's see. Y'all ready to see some orange juice? The juice of the orange. This is about to be so delicious. Tap in, tap in. Anybody that's coming in the live, go ahead and hit that like button. Also, if you would, tell me where you're from, what you're doing, how's your Friday, what you got going on. Tap, 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 tap in, y'all. I am hyped. Today is Friday. I am so glad to be here. And I hope that all of you are glad to be here as well. No matter what you're going through in life, just know it's always a reset button. It's only what's happening today that matters. So if something happened in the past that you feel is affecting you today, what I'm going to tell you is just think about what you did, reflect, move on. Because there's 3 yous. It's the past, present, and future. And so if you're going to linger in the past, you can't possibly make it to the future, because your present self is not present enough to get there. Okay, so just remember that. Let's let this juice out. Whoa! Look at that, baby! Look at that, look at that, look at that. We're going to go ahead and turn this off. We're going to put the rest of this pineapple up in here. And we're going to put this other carrot in there, some more ginger, turmeric. We're going to throw a little bit more. We're going to do another lemon, a small one. We're going to do the small lemon. Yeah. Matter of fact, I might only do half of this lemon. I use lemon in every one of my recipes that I have on here. So, yes, that. This Saturday, y'all know, at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I don't have my community post up yet, but I will have it up soon. This Friday, I will be streaming from both platforms. So make sure you tap in this Saturday at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for my final fall soup And so I've been doing Saturday fall soups every Saturday at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for the whole month of October. But the beauty in this is, y'all, the beauty is that I decided that I'm going to continue to cook for y'all on Saturdays. And it won't be soups, but we definitely will have some heartwarming, delicious recipes that I will be revealing to you. Y'all know I cook on a plant-based lifestyle, so this is going to be plant-based. And my soups are plant-based as well. Coco, I see you, sis. Welcome in, my sister. Hey, how is my sister from another mister? How you doing? How you doing? Let me get a little ginger in there too. Throw this turmeric in there and this carrots and the rest of this pineapple, okay? All right, let's go, let's go, let's go. I might have to throw another carrot in there though. Bam. Look at that. Bam. Just came up out of nowhere. Boom. I got fruits and vegetables everywhere. Fruits and vegetables everywhere. That's the way to be, baby. That's the way to be. You know, one thing's for sure and for certain. You ain't got to second guess what you're eating when you're eating the raw fruits and vegetables. You know what I'm saying? You ain't got to worry about what's in it. Oh, you just getting off. Coco says she just getting off the plantation. You ain't got to worry what's in the fruits and vegetables unless you know you're concerned about, of course, all of the GMOs that we have out here today. You know, but this helps you when you look at all of these fresh fruits and vegetables I have behind me. I know y'all can see all of this. I got some beets, I got bananas, limes, lemons, ginger, apples, kiwi, blueberries, strawberries, carrots, turmeric, you name it, I got it, right? I got it. And so what I decided to do was definitely clear out my, y'all see how pretty this is? You know, orange is my favorite color. Look at how pretty that pulp is. Look at that. It's so gorgeous. It's so gorgeous. Whew. Let's go ahead and dump that. Look how pretty that orange is. Orange, orange, orange. How many of y'all like the color orange? Let's go. How many of y'all like the color orange? I love the color orange. That's my favorite color, guys. That is my favorite color. All right. While that's juicing up there, we're going to go ahead and pull out what we're going to be doing next, which is going to be these blueberries, these strawberries. We're going to be doing the beets. We're going to lay those right there. Let me wash these out again, just for making sure. And just so y'all wondering where the top of the leaves of these beets are, the top of these leaves was in my salad. Did y'all see the pictures of the salads that I made? Oh yes, baby. Oh yes. If you're following me, you know. I use beet greens in my salad. They are delicious. Absolutely. And beets are good for the blood, baby. Good for the blood. Let's go. Now let's go ahead and I'm gonna have to put this in another glass to taste it, y'all. Another glass to taste it. But I'm gonna go ahead and taste this. I'm going to show y'all how beautiful this is. Look at that. Look at that. What you say? What you say now? What y'all say? Sonia, thank you so much for being here. Sonia, thank you for coming in. I appreciate you. Thank you for being here. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yes, that's the orange juice, baby. Now, this is the orange juice of the juice, okay? So we can ready to taste this. All right. It's perfect. It's perfect. It's perfect. This is something that I have perfected because it is one of my favorite juices because it just is. This is one of my favorite juices ever. I could drink this all the time. All the time. Every day. Look at that. Ooh-wee! Perfect. I could drink this every day. Ooh, look at there, look at there. Look at there. Woo! And I'm going to go ahead and you can't put it to waste. Let me put a little bit more in this one. And these juices, a lot of times people ask, how long does the juice last? Well, in the refrigerator, the juice can last, let me get the lids for that. The juice can last in the refrigerator 2 to 3 days. Okay? You can freeze it as well. So you can freeze the juice. But if you're going to freeze it, you see how I filled this up to the top? You don't want to do that. Okay? You want to leave it enough room for expansion, so you want to have it a little bit lower there. Okay? Orange is cool. The juice does look good. I'm not one of them right now. And the pulp. Wait a minute, what? I need one of them right now. And the pulp. I know that's right, sis. Oh, would love to try some. Here you go. Cheers to you, Sonia. Cheers to you. Oh my God. Woo! That's beautiful. Let's get this lid on here. These lids going. Close that up. Boom, boom. Boom, boom, boom. Yes, yes, yes. It's gonna look good, y'all. It looks good, okay? It looks good. All right, give me another lid. Another lid. Alright. Okay, on to the next juice, baby. Alright, so I'm getting ready to, because with beets, you can pretty much, with beets, you can pretty much do any thing. You can put anything with beets, because beets has its own taste, and you can offset that taste with other flavors. And for me, I'm sorry, I gotta get this pulp up. It's overflowing. For me, I always switch it up. But my go-to is beets, lemon, ginger, apple. That's it. Beets, lemon, ginger, apple. You could do it in a smoothie. You could do it in a juice. You could do it however you choose. Okay? So, let me show you the pulp here. How beautiful that looks. Look at that. Look at that. Isn't that pretty? Yeah, that's pretty. We're going to go ahead and just dump it right on in here into this plastic bag. There we go. And you can use the pulp for other things. You can make crackers. You can make granola. You can make soups, all depending on what you want to do. You can make broth. You can boil it like you would do for the other items you got there. You can do so many things with the pulp. You don't have to throw it away. I'll tell you, I'll be really transparent with this. I save my pulp. I have a whole thought process of what I'm going to do, and then I don't use it. So I do have some pulp in the freezer at this point, but I got so much in the freezer that I don't really need to save the pulp. I wish I could. Slim Jim, welcome in, welcome in, welcome in. Thank you for being here, Slim, my brother. Yes, thank you. So we're going to go ahead and keep this party going, y'all. Y'all know where we at with this. We about to keep this party going. So I'm going to set these over here because I do need to I'm actually not going to take off. I don't know, I might. You really don't have to, but I just might. I think I'm going to take off the heads. You don't have to, but I'm going to do it. I'm going to take off the heads. And I'm going to go ahead and load this up as I go so I can have space on my cutting board. Okay? And it's just unfortunate that I just don't have any room in my compost. You know, I do not like waste. I do not like waste. My freezer is only so big. I'm going to get to a point where I will not have any waste. You know, I was talking to a person last night. Let me tell y'all a story. I was talking to a person last night who was talking about how they kill chickens, right? So, and how they use every part of the chicken, including the brain, the gizzards, and all of that. Now, y'all know I don't eat meat, but I was amazed at the fact that they didn't even waste it. They're from another country, just so you understand. They're not from here, but they're from another country, and they use every part of the animal. They don't let it go to waste in any way, in any capacity. So something that grows from the earth that is meant for our bodies. Do you understand that there's probably nothing of that thing that could be harmful to us? So we definitely should find a way to not allow those things to go to waste. You know, as gory as that story was about, you know, eating every part of that chicken, it just made me realize that, you know, we're very wasteful here in the United States. We're so wasteful. We throw away everything. We just like, oh, well, not going to use it. I'm just going to toss it. When I started learning that you can save and use every part of everything you have, that's when I started doing it. Exactly why I didn't throw away these stems. I juiced them, right? Same reason I'm holding on to these lemon peels, because these lemon peels, I'm actually going to put in here, for my tea, right? So this is what I'm saying. Like, we don't have to waste anything, but because we don't want to be resourceful and think about what to do next. Now think about this. What you gonna do? What you gonna do when everything is not for your convenience? What are you going to do? I keep asking people that. Like, what are you going to do when you don't have this convenience? When you have a grocery store to go to get these items, or that the things that you think that you want to have is at a limit. Because back in the day, when you used to grow fruits and vegetables, welcome in, welcome in. Nope, I don't like the waste either. Back in the day when, you know, fruits and vegetables were not at an all-time high, which I always seem to question, you know, how is it always fruits and vegetables growing at all times? And then they're shipping them. So what's going on during the shipment process? You know, I pick one over the other. That's what I'm saying. You just don't know what you're getting no matter what. But at the same time, I remember when it used to be a lack. You go in the grocery store, and guess what? You did not find in that grocery store everything you were looking for, especially when it came down to fruits, vegetables, meat, things like that. We're not talking about the processed foods. We're talking about the things like, the essential things that most people go to the grocery store to get: the fruits, the vegetables, the meat, right? That's what they would go to the store to get. It would not be there. You know, you would ask the butcher, oh, when you think you're going to have in some more rack of lamb or whatever it was, or some more beef, or, you know, my daddy used to buy a whole cow. You know what I'm saying? My mama had her own garden in her backyard, but when she didn't always have a harvest. So it always made me think, how is something always harvesting at all times? There's a season for everything. And in this instance of the season that we're in, like right now, it's fall. The fall vegetables should be growing. But what is happening is give me 1 second, let me get a lemon. We are not realizing that this food is just coming really plentiful. And a lot of people says, that, oh, isn't that a good thing? Not from where I come from. It's not a good thing from where I come from, because where I come from, it says that it should not be, this much going on, that there should be a time of famine. I was talking to someone, again, I talked to quite a few people in other countries, and I was talking to someone in another country that told me about famine. Famine, meaning there was a time when there was nothing growing, so they had to stock up for the winter to be able to get ready for the spring and then grow everything and stock up over the time. So therefore, we're talking about the times of when people started canning items, being able to store them. My mother told me, my mother's 95 years old, y'all. My mother told me about, I forgot what it's called, but they dug a hole in the ground and they stored in their potatoes and sweet potatoes, and that's what they had for the winter months after they grew these items over the period of time. And they used them over the winter months. You got to remember, the winter months are not that long. They're really not that long. They honestly aren't. So if you can do that, I suggest that that's something that you do. Because I'm gonna put these stems in there too, y'all. I suggest that that's something that you do, because at the end of the day, how do we know how to survive for the next season, next time around? How do you know how to be prepared when there is a famine in the land? You know what I'm saying? Because that's a real thing. That's a real thing. Hey, that girl. Hey, that girl. My mother, because she's 95, you got to think about it. She was born in 1930. That was a time where things were simple. Things were not being altered. They've been putting a plan together to have us there's been a plan together to try to make things that, I guess in a way you can look at it and say maybe they were trying to make things better, but then found out a way to make money from that thing, right? To make money from it. But my mother grew up in a time where if she ate meat, right? She ate meat. She had vegetables, fruits. They ate real fruits and vegetables. They had trees that grew in their yard. They gardened they grew their own food. They had their own stock, their own animals. They did it all themselves. They didn't have to depend on that. My grandmother, I call her a hustler, because back in the day, she used to make her own soap, her own washing powder, everything. She did it herself. You get what I'm saying? So it was not something that, she even had a hustle on the side where she had like what they call, she used to sell, she made beer. She made her own beer and sold beer right out her house. So it was a different time. That's why my mother has been able to live this long, because she didn't have to endure her entire life with BS foods and things going into her body. That's why I'm so big on health and wellness, because I know that if you take care of your body, when you get in your old age, when you get to an older, mature, wisdom time in your life, then you are going to be grand. You don't have to worry about so much dis-ease in the body. I mean, honestly, if you saw my mother, you would not think she was 95. I'm not saying she looks like she's 60, but she does not look like she's 95, based on what you would think a 95-year-old look like. And if you ever been seeing these people that they're showing on Facebook, YouTube, across the TikToks, all of those places, and they're showing these people they're 106 years old, they don't even look like they're in their 90s. That's because of when they were born. You got to think about it. Somebody that's 106 years old was born in the 1918s? No, yeah, because my dad, if he was alive, would be 105. He was born in 1920. So that's the reason. That's the reason. Hey, happy Friday, Faith. Welcome in, welcome in, welcome in. Thank y'all for being here so much. Thank you. All right, so we get ready to cut up another beet. Yeah, that was a great question, that girl. That was a great question. How you been doing, that girl? Good. Thank you for being here. Thank you so much for the questions. I love questions because I love to see if I can answer them. All right, we're going to go ahead and get this beet juice going, baby. Because this is another one of my favorites, especially the way I'm making it today. I'm throwing some strawberries in there. I'm cleaning out my fridge because I had my grands over here and they wanted smoothie bowls, but I had it. You know, they like the strawberries, bananas. Did y'all see I got the bananas here? I'm getting ready to freeze these bananas so that I can put them in, make me either some nice cream or make me a, you know, some type of banana protein shake or something like that. Yeah, so that's what I'm going to do with those bananas. I still have some frozen ones in there, so that's what I do. What did that girl say? Yes, exactly. So that girl says, let me read it out loud for y'all. She says, that's amazing, but now we can't find fruit with seeds. It makes me wonder if they're really real. And that's what I was talking about, like the GMO foods and things. I definitely seek foods that have seeds in it. I was at the grocery store yesterday because I needed, look at my fingers, because I needed some lemons. And it was 2 different lemons up there, right? Let me see something. Hold on, y'all. Something's happening over here. Let me see what's going on. All right, perfect. All right, so I'm never be alive. Okay, so they had 2 different sets of lemons there, right? They had the one with that at the top and one at the bottom, and it was a person working there, but it wasn't labeled. And I said, what's the difference between these lemons? He says, oh, those are seedless, and these have seeds. And I was like, what's the purpose of a seedless lemon? You don't eat lemons, so what's the purpose of a seedless lemon? You know, I mean, what's the purpose of anything seedless? Because at the end of the day, you wouldn't be here without a seed. So are we going to have seedless people? Which we probably already do, y'all. We already probably do. Absolutely, that girl. Yes. We probably already got seedless people, okay? You know, that's crazy. You gotta have a seed. You gotta have a seed. How does anything grow without a seed? You're ready to put this through here, baby. I don't know. Did I put some ginger on there? My turmeric. Hold on. Let's put some turmeric in there. Bam. We'll throw both of those in there. Let's put some ginger in there. Now let me tell you something. My juicer is very fickle when it comes to these beets. And I say that because you hear all that noise, it'd be like, oh, I know what you're juicing. You're juicing those beets. Yeah, so you have to make sure you get that kind of stuff when it comes down to the beets. Cut up as much as possible, or thin as possible, so it doesn't mess up your juicer. I had 2 juicers prior to this, and only one of them survived, and then this one's surviving. So they're both in my description on my channel, so you can tap into that if you want to look at the juicers. I am an Amazon affiliate. I get paid for qualifying purchases, so definitely it doesn't change what you're paying for the items, but it definitely will help support the channel. Okay, so I appreciate you. Yes, peace and love, peace and love. Thank you so much, Lafita. Thank you. Thank you for continuously lighting up the chat. Faith. Faith says, do you change up what you juice by season? Do you change up what you juice by season? Absolutely not. Because I just like the juice that I like. But certain fruits are in season that are not in season. So I guess maybe I do, in a way. But for the most part, if I can still find them, I juice what I juice. You know, cucumbers, are like usually my go-to in any green juice. Kale, those are things that you're going to find pretty much year round. Also, when it comes down to beets, you're probably going to find those year round. So I'll do the beets. And then pineapples are really seasonal as well. And when it comes to the states, and also, you know, carrots are pretty always. So pretty much I do juice pretty much the same juices all the time. I just sometimes switch up some of the main ingredients. Some of the side ingredients, you know. I might add an orange instead of a lemon. Or I might add orange and lemon. You get what I'm saying? So let's see what this looks like, y'all. Y'all ready? Y'all ready? Y'all ready? Whoa, baby. And what I'm going to say, does this or does this not look like, look at that. Ooh-wee. Come on through, baby. Something stuck, it looked like. Oh no, it cleared. It looked like it ain't clear. This stained up. Let me show you what this looked like. It looked like blood, right? So that's why, you know, if you actually eat by the colors of your body, you will realize that you're feeding that part of your body. You know, this does help with things like, again, I'm not a doctor or a physician. Make sure you tap into a doctor or physician for, you know, information. That's a disclaimer. This is for entertainment purposes. But this does help with like anemia. I used to be anemic. Not saying that I drank beet juice and it stopped, but I do feel a lot more energy. I feel clear when I'm drinking beet juice, and this smells delicious. So we're gonna go ahead and stir this up, and I'm gonna taste this, y'all. Let me rinse this cup out. Oh, wait a minute. I got some juice. Okay. All right. Let's try it. All right, y'all. Let's try it. Cheers. Hey, fishy things. Thank you for being here. How much beet juice does it take to lower blood pressure? That's your experience. That's if you ever experienced. Okay, so let me tell my story about juicing. So I juiced last year when I first got into the lifestyle that I'm in currently, where, you know, how I eat and things like that. Last year I got into juicing, but I didn't know about juicing it all together, I guess to say, mixing it up like this, you know. So I was juicing, mono juicing. So I was doing all apples, all oranges, all lemons, because I thought that's what you do to get apple juice. I thought that's what you do to get, you know, orange juice, is you just squeeze and juice oranges. So I kind of gave up on it because it became so expensive, because a bag of oranges, which could cost you $4 or $5, wouldn't even make, you know, a cup like this of juice. Maybe a little bit over. It wouldn't even fill up one of these. You get what I'm saying? Like, it was crazy. So I was like, oh no. Oh no. I cannot juice. So I stopped juicing. Now, I have said on my channel that I reversed my high blood pressure. This is my experience. It had nothing to do with beet juice. I changed the way I ate. I changed my lifestyle. I began to move my body, exercise. Hibiscus tea played a high factor in that. Hibiscus tea is something that actually can bring down lower your blood pressure. But if you like taking medications for blood pressure, things like that, you want to make sure that you're consulting your doctor before you're doing that, because it really does lower your blood pressure. Things like that. So that's pretty much how that happens. So when it comes down to beet being something that I use to lower my blood pressure, it was not. But it definitely is something that is good for the blood. Yep. Let's see. Great rising, Tina. Welcome in, y'all. Tina is a member of the tribe here on Queen's Alchemy. Thank you for being here, Tina. I appreciate you. Happy Friday. Thank you. Thank you. Hey, Kendi K. Cheers to everyone. I'm getting ready to try this beet juice. I know what's missing, y'all. I ain't put no apple in there, baby. See, this is what I'm saying. You got to taste. If you're a chef, a juicer, any of that, don't keep making it thinking that you got what you need. Stop, taste it, and then keep going. If it's wrong, it's wrong. So right now, I didn't put my apples in there. But I could taste the strawberries and the blueberries in this, and it does taste good, just like this. But I do want to sweeten it up just a tad bit with my apples, okay? And I use red apples for this juice. Keeping everything in that, you know, red family. You know, the grapes, the strawberries, not the grapes, the strawberries, the blueberries, the beets, red apples. Alright, so that's what I'm doing. So I'm gonna go ahead and throw that in there. I didn't put no apple in there, y'all. Definitely gonna need to put some apple in there, but baby. Yes, absolutely. How you been, Kendi K? I hope that you are beautiful, sis. I hope that your solar return was everything for you. Also, Kendi K had a solar return on the 18th of October, so happy solar return to you. Let me see here. And you know what? Since I got this other carrot, let me show y'all something. Don't waste. Don't waste. Don't waste. Don't waste. Do not waste food. Don't waste it. Don't. All right. So make sure y'all tapping in tomorrow for Fall Soup Saturday over here at Queen's Alchemy in my kitchen. I will be live on both platforms. So make sure you tap in. Make sure you tell your friends, your family. Because tomorrow, soup is going to be pasta fagioli. Pasta fagioli. Yes, another copycat of Olive Garden. But what I found out that even the Tupa Toscana that I made on the channel is not an original Olive Garden soup. It was created long ago by some people who didn't want to waste bread, is what I was told, or what I read, I guess to say. And someone actually put in the chat for me. Put in on my feed and told me about. So I decided to look it up. So the same thing with this pasta fagioli doesn't mean anything except for pasta and beans. Fagioli means beans. Look at that. So make sure y'all tap in and watch me create this soup. Of course, you know it's going to be a vegan plant-based soup. And I use the words vegan and plant-based because I don't have a title. I don't only cook vegan. I don't only cook plant-based, but I don't use meat. So maybe we could look at it from that point of view and go from there in that aspect of it. You get what I mean? Because I don't like to confuse the trajectory of what's being said. Hey, Dwight. Okay, so Dwight says, yes, I like, okay, let me go back up. I'm sorry, I jumped the skip. Okay, so first of all, I Am Lafita says beet juice slaps with ginger. Absolutely it does. Absolutely. And so Dwight says, though, this is his experience, I take it, 4 to 6 ounces a day of beet juice on an empty stomach will lower your blood pressure. Okay, well, that's beautiful because I drink this. Y'all see, I'm making it. I drink some beet juice. I juice maybe probably twice a week. You know, it depends because I may only have one juice a day. You know what I mean? I'm not necessarily drinking juice all day unless I am juice fasting. Now, if I'm juice fasting, I may have 2 to 3 juices, depending. Because, you know, when you're fasting, you need to, sometimes you're just really thirsty. I'm just going to show y'all the seeds in there. I told y'all the lemon got seeds. Sometimes you're thirsty when you think you're hungry. And so when you're dehydrated in a way. So if you actually drink instead of eating, you will see that it actually feeds your hunger. Odom Rex, yes, juicing, absolutely juicing. Yes, I actually just added the apple. I realized that I didn't add the apple in there. I'm going to add some more apple, but I'm getting ready to turn this juicer on, y'all. But I'm going to add some more apple in here, Odom. Is it Odom? Odium. Odium Rex. Odium Rex. Odium Rex, yes. Welcome in. Thank you for being here, and thank you for your feedback, because definitely it does good. Okay, and it goes well. They said it goes well with diabetes. So those aren't my experiences. You get what I'm saying? And because they're not my experiences, I didn't have that to share with you. And, you know, because that's pretty much what I do on this channel, is share my experiences. And also, this beet juice is an excellent lip stain for the women. So if you drink some beet juice, it's a lip stain that is out this world. You know what I'm saying? All right, so definitely that. Definitely that. Oh, he says, I bet it goes well with the diabetes. With the diabetes. He didn't say it goes well. It actually does for the diabetes. He says it probably goes well with the diabetes. I'm going to go ahead and cut up this apple and keep putting it in there. Because honestly, this is my last juice that I'm juicing today. And again, I told you I don't use the core of the apple, but I try to use as much of the apple as I can. Yep. Here we go. I think beet juice is so beautiful in color. The color is gorgeous. We're going to go ahead and let that juice out. Absolutely. We're going to go ahead and put these rest of these blueberries in there. The beautiful thing about this Nama is you can feed right through this hole at the top. You don't have to open it up, and you don't have to start over. You can just keep feeding it as you go. And that's what I'm doing. Putting these blueberries in there. I told you I'm just emptying out my refrigerator today. 100%. Alright, so we got that. One thing about beet juice, it is messy. You need to clean it up as soon as possible because it will stain everything. It is a natural stain for yourself. Now, something I did on my channel, I want to share with y'all too. I want to share this. So, I have been talking about, you know, the artificial chemicals and things that they put into the foods. The red dye, number 3. I'm not sure if y'all are familiar with that, but they're supposed to be removing that from the foods come, you know, 2026. It's supposed to be removed from the foods. Thank you so much for the likes on TikTok. Thank you so much for the likes here on YouTube. Thank you so much for being here. And make sure you're sharing out the live as well. And I was talking about the fact that in California, they actually already have banned red dye number 3 because of the effects that it has on people, their bodies, but also children. They're contributing it to some of the children's, these things that the children are being diagnosed with, the ADHD and the ADD, all those things. You know, they're connecting these things together, saying that they're no good. That red dye are things you see in those Takis. If your children are eating those Takis, also you see in those like those red candies, like the Red Hots or things like that. Anything that's red hot has that red dye number 3. The hot Cheetos, all of that stuff. Those things are actually no good. But they're saying that they're going to replace these things with things like adding turmeric, which is a high stain, right? Beets, which is high stain. Which, for me, if you could have done that from the beginning, then why wouldn't you have done that instead of put a chemical in the food that now you have seen has become to, you know, impact people, and now you want to change it. You know what I mean? So I don't wait for society to make a change on my behalf. They don't have to make a change on my behalf. I make the choice for myself and my family and those that I can impact with the information that I know. You get what I'm trying to say? I'm not trying to be out here waiting for the government to make some decision or waiting for some politician to be working on my behalf or anyone to be working on my behalf in that regard when it comes down to my health and my body. You know, but you know that they say, you know, you was like, my body, my choice. But I don't know. Sometimes I think it's your body, but it's somebody else's choice because they making choices all day long. What they putting in these foods, and we making this decision and not doing our research. You get what I'm trying to say? All right, here we go. All right, so this is it. Let's see what it tastes like now, y'all. I'm gonna let that drain out. I'm gonna stir it on up. I'm gonna show y'all what this pulp look like. Hold on. Whew. It's pretty. That's some pretty pulp. I always juice my beets last because it's gonna take over. There's no coming back from this. After this, it has to go straight to the washer. Straight to the washer. Ain't no coming back from beet juice. You ain't coming back from that. Alright, let me go ahead and close that up. We're going to taste it again. I was just eating some of the pulp. You can eat that pulp too. I just want you to know that. My grandbabies love the pulp. They love the pulp from the orange juice. They like to eat that. The one with the carrots and the pineapples. They like to eat that. But we're getting ready to try this. Cheers. Let's taste it. Wait a minute. It needs some more ginger. It needs more ginger. It needs some more ginger. I think I put just a little piece of ginger in there. I think that was the problem. So I'm going to go ahead and juice this piece of ginger right here. And I may even go ahead and I'm going to throw a lime in there. I want to use my last lemon because I want to make me some lemon water. Also, I drink infused water, y'all. So having infused water is definitely a great thing. You know what I mean? Because it hydrates you. So it's hydration water. You know, H320. Yeah. It's hydration water. Okay, let's see. Like juicing my lime, it's taking forever to get down in there. Go on down in there. Get that juice on. So, and I did the lime so that it would wash down the ginger as well. Y'all, so this has really been beautiful. Thank you for rocking out with me. Again, don't forget to tap into all of the things that I have going on over here on Queen's Alchemy. Y'all here on TikTok, y'all will see me more often. This is the first time I've ever went live on TikTok, so I appreciate all of y'all that came through. Thank you for tapping the screen, liking the live, getting my likes up over there. Thank you so much for tapping the screen and liking the live over here on YouTube. And just remember, coming up the ramps here on Saturday, I'm going to, hold on y'all. I'm going on. Okay, I finally got that out. So let's go ahead and release that. Oh, it spooked up in my face. Y'all. Gotta hurry up and get it off of here though. You don't want it to stain. Because it'll stain, baby. Saturday at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I will be live cooking my pasta fagioli soup, which is for my fall soup Saturdays. All the month of October, this will be my final soup. However, this will not be my final Saturday, so make sure y'all continue to tap in. I will be making some of your favorites in the plant-based and vegan style way. Also, y'all, most of y'all know that I'm on my road to 199 pounds. I am doing a releasing of the weight, but not just the weight, not just the weight physically on my body, but the weight that's off my shoulders and my mind. I'm lifting and clearing everything. This is a releasing time for me. So I'm going to go ahead and start to release these things. A lot of times we wait for the new year to make resolutions, to do things to change our lives, when we just need to stop and do it right away, especially listening to our first minds. That's all. I'm always telling you that, to listen to your first mind. So make sure you're always listening to your first mind. And when your first mind tells you to do something, don't hesitate on it, because most times it's the right direction. I'm going to tell you what I know, not what I'm talking, not what I'm thinking, and not what I believe, but what I know. And that's what I know, because every time I've listened to my first mind, it was always a reason behind it. Always a reason. I could tell you a million stories where I listened to my first mind, and the results on the other side of that was phenomenal. And that I couldn't imagine if I didn't listen to my first mind what would happen. So that's why I'm on this journey. I woke up on Tuesday and it said, get accountability and be transparent, because you are here. You put yourself here in this position and you want to help people get to another level. Put yourself out there. So that's what I've done. I displayed my weight on Tuesday. I got on the scale. I told my story. I told some things about how I've been rocking and functioning in the background, what I've been talking about and doing, and I'm going to continue to do that as I go along. So if you didn't see that live, that was Tuesday's live, check it out. All right, because I'm on my journey to 199. If y'all could, go ahead and hashtag Project 199 in the chat. Project 199 in the chat. If you would, Project 199. And when I start to see Project 199, I will go ahead and end this live. Scully Pop, welcome in. Thank you so much. Pastor Energy, happy belated solar return. We got a lot of Libras in here, baby. A lot of Libra. That Libra energy, thank you so much. I definitely can use that Libra energy, baby. Project 199, let's go. Let's go. 199. Thank y'all so much for dropping that. Project 199. I got 22 people watching. 22 has been really high right now, y'all. We've been having I've been seeing 22 everywhere. Y'all know I see the number 22 everywhere. But on the 22nd, 22 was like chasing me, and I had to stop and reflect and just get into meditation to figure out what was going on, because it was so high. You know, that's how I can't make this stuff up. You know, it's 22 people was in the chat, and you know, it's confirmation that I'm on the right road, on the right direction, doing the right thing. And so I'm gonna go ahead and pour this up and taste this again, because now that I've added that ginger, and then we're gonna get out of here, y'all. I know I said that a few minutes ago, but I want to make sure I taste this up and jar it up too. All right, so let's do that, because I gotta carry it away here. All right, I'm also working out on Wednesdays live, whether it's a walk, whether y'all going with me for a walk, or you going with me for whether you going with me on a walk, or you going with me to work out in my living room, or some type of physical activity. Because we're going to all, not only am I asking that everyone hold me accountable and show up for me as I am showing up for you on a regular basis, I'm just asking that we move our body. I don't care if you sit at a desk all day. Move your body. That's it. That was it. It needed the ginger, y'all. This is perfect. Once you get to drinking this, you will know. Look at this. Y'all, I'm thirsty. So good. Let's go ahead and pour these into glasses. Once you get to making these juices, it's like you're a chemist in a lab. You know exactly what's missing, what you need to add, all of that. Y'all pass the energy here on in the chat. He's a very he's a chef, you know, and I love that. Let me see. This ain't gonna be a full glass, not at all. I should just pour that in a glass, but I'm not gonna worry about it. He's a chef, but he's also the most positive, inspirational person that I have run across in a long time. I enjoy his channel, so if y'all want to jump over there and pass the energy, make sure y'all do that, because he is definitely a true supporter of Queen's Alchemy, and I appreciate you, my brother. I appreciate you more than I can say. All right. I need some lids. Let's get these lids going. Yes. So, and don't think, don't use things to not do something because you don't have it. I used to be that person, right? So I'll be like, oh, she used the mason jars. I'm going to wait until I get some mason jars. Ooh, she got a Nama J2 juicer. I'm going to wait until I get a Nama J2 juicer. Or, oh, and you don't even need a juicer to juice. Get you a milk bag or a cloth. You can actually get all the pulp going. You can pour it into everything that juices up. You can blend it up in your blender. Pour it into your, I'll have to show y'all, but you can pour it into your strainer. All of the stuff that's actually left over, all the pulp, put it into a sackcloth, squeeze it, get all that juice out. You may not get as much juice as you're getting when you use a juicer, but there's no excuses, y'all. Hit that like button, hit the like, tap the screen, tap the screen, tap the screen. And if you know what I mean, if anybody can relate to what I'm doing, understand that. Absolutely. Yes, pass the energy, y'all. That's my guy. That's my guy. Go over to his channel. Y'all see what I'm talking about? He is very inspiring. He's a music, he produces music also. And he has a story out of this world, y'all. Story out of this world. All right, so with that being said, I'm going to show y'all what this juice looks like. Let me get a ring for this one. That one's rusted out. I'm probably going to give me some more lids because I let this sit soak in the water. That's the other thing. When you're washing these lids, you cannot let them soak too long. But this is what the juice looks like, y'all. Ain't it nice? Whoop, 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 whoop. It's so nice. I love it. So good. All right. With that being said, I am out of here, y'all. I know I just said that 4 times already, but I am for real this time because I don't even know how long I've been on here. But y'all know when I'm off from work, and I don't have to work, the clocks, the time, all of that is obsolete. The only time I'm tracking for the rest of this weekend for me will be the time that we need to show up for Fall Soup Saturdays, which is at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time tomorrow. Okay, so that's the only time that we need to track. That's it. All right, that's it. All right, so I'm out of here, y'all. Thank you again for all of y'all that came through. Scully Pop, Pastor Energy, Life with Tashiria. Thank you so much for being here. I didn't see you, Frugal Mama. Monique Poe. Thank you, Dwight Reed. Thank you so much for being here. Tina No Show. Fishy Things came through. Thank you so much. That girl, I am Lafita. Thank you, Lala, High Vibe Coach, Slim Jim, Cozy at Coco's. Thank you so much for all of you who tapped in, even if I didn't say your name, Lushana Success. And thank you for all of y'all over here on TikTok for being here as well. Tia on the Glow for moderating my chat. Thank you so much for that, for being in here and doing that for me. You are awesome. Pastor Energy is over here on TikTok as well. Thank you so much. I am Mary. Thank you so much for being here on TikTok. And thank you all of y'all for all of the likes over here on TikTok. I got 9.4K likes on TikTok, thank you so much. And thank you for the almost 50 likes on YouTube. I love that everybody is here and supporting. And everybody, I want all of you to have a beautiful and wonderful day. Thank you, thank you. And I'll see you on the next one. Make sure you tapping in. All right? See you then.